Good morning, I'm Freja Harmony, and this is Moonlit Mornings. This is just a little ritual my grandfather taught me. Not everything is witchcraft when you're talking about magic. Moonlight mornings. My grandpa used to get up before the crack of dawn, right when the night was its darkest. It's always darkest right before the sunrise. We would sit and watch the sky as it would start to lighten. Hear the ducks? It's part of Florida. You can hear the ducks. Sometimes you can hear the bobcats. You can hear the gator mating calls. It's beautiful. Grandpa used to always say the best time of the world is before everybody starts to get up, before the whole world wakes up. And he always had bird seed and sunflower seeds that we would sprinkle across his yard. And we would watch the squirrels and the birds as they were waking up before the world woke up. Enjoy their breakfast. He would make coffee and scrambled eggs and smell like Irish Spring and Old Spice. Grandma and Grandpa's whole house always had this feel of motor oil, sawdust, coffee, Irish Spring, and Old Spice. If you could get that into a candle. I'm working on it, okay? But this is a moment I wanted to share with everybody because it means a lot when it's coming towards healing. My grandfather had been through a lot. My grandfather was the most amazing man that's probably ever existed on this planet. And I miss him. I miss him so much. My grandmother too. I'm going to get lost in that. I'm sorry. But this moonlight morning is going to be dedicated to him. Yesterday marked 3 years he'll be gone. Sorry. It's still hard to feel it. It's still hard to feel it. And I never expected it to hit me as hard as it did. I've lost a lot of people. I've lost my child, and that one hit me pretty hard too. There's about 4. Let's see. And that's not it. I've probably grieved more than most people on this planet will ever know. Not just the people I've lost. And you know what? It's not even a contest about which ones hurt the most. They all hurt. They were all hard to get through. They were all, even the ones you knew were coming, they still took a lot. There's not just the people I've lost, but there's also been some very, very horrible things that were done to me that I've had to overcome. So when it comes to overcoming, magic is the only thing that got me through. And the one thing I know about spirituality, it doesn't matter who or what you pray to. Honestly, most of the stories of the gods are all the same stories with different names, for the most part. There's a couple interesting ones, though, that don't seem to go anywhere, but they're wonderful. My view about Jesus, yes, he was married to Mary Magdalene. Yes, his disciples ran off with Mary Magdalene and their unborn child and saved them. Yes, Jesus upset political powers that are doing exactly what they're still doing today. I know everybody wants to be so Christ-like, which is great because he really had the codes. He really had the codes for healing and carrying on and keeping going and sovereignty. He was the greatest witch of all times, of all times. And he respected women. He stopped the stoning of women. He knew enough about herbs and the world and the way it worked to heal people. He knew how to ferment water into wine. He knew how to make water into wine, or the process, before a lot of other people did, which is how he did it. Where did they think the wine came from? Did they think, I mean, that's just what I want to know. But I don't think it matters, really. It don't matter. Whatever was in the past, it doesn't matter, really. What matters is our future. And the thing that's going on with the world today, this is what they were trying to do back then. It's a culmination of everything. And what do we do to stop it? Who's willing? Who's gonna? If enough people decided this isn't okay, that we don't like just unaliving people and going to war, and we're not going to hurt anybody else for anybody, and took the people demanding that we do, the world might be a little bit safer for everybody. But I digress. Thank you if you're joining me just to hear me talk about random things and ramble on. What the purpose is of who I am, who I want to be. I want to help people overcome what they've been through. I want to help people live. I want to help people realize that no matter what they did to you, you can move on, you can leave them in the past, and you can go on with your life. And I'm not saying don't get revenge. I'm not saying don't get justice. I'm not saying to sit here and fluff you up and say forgive them. You don't have to forgive them to be a good person. You don't have to forgive them. You don't have to do anything except for put your walls up and keep them the fuck over there. And if you're lucky enough that you got justice for what was done to you, if you're lucky enough that those people went to prison, and I'm talking about real bad things. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about little light stuff at all. I'm talking about big things. But there's so many people who can't stand change in the world. But if you think what's been going on needs to stay the same, the racism that they're doing in the Epstein files. My situation wasn't as big as the Epstein files, but it was definitely a conspiracy. The system did not fail. It did exactly what it was designed to do. And if you're somebody who's been through the most, if you're somebody who's had the most grimiest things, you don't even know how you're going to survive, let's talk about it. Let's help each other get up. Your ways might not be my ways and vice versa, but you know what? Your ways might help me integrate something into my ways so that we can all be better. When I was little, I found my mom wasn't there. She was an addict, and a lot of bad things happened because of that. She was not there. But I did find people who lit up my world, who let me know that they were a safe place to run to. They couldn't do anything about it. They had no power to. But they let me say or do anything I needed to for that moment. They helped me find a way to tap into my power and learn more about how to keep stepping up. And today I want to talk about one woman who used to tell me when I was crying it out. She had really big boobs, big puffy, where you just wanted to like let your whole head sink into them, and just, most softest, wonderful lady. And when she held you, It was enough to let every tear flow and fly. It was enough to feel like in that moment, nothing or nobody could hurt you. They say good people don't pretend to be bad people. Well, then you don't come from a hive of bad people who you're trying to hide from and just survive. Because if they think for a second you're not like them, they're going to blame you for everything. Yeah. She used to tell me no matter what you go through, you're going to smile again, you're going to laugh again. And she told me, I need you to hold on to that memory. I need you to hold on to that statement. She's like, whatever you go through, that's what I want you to be reminded of. No matter how hard it hits, no matter how hard it hurts, you're going to smile again, you're going to laugh again. And I miss her. But I haven't seen her since I was probably like 12 or 13. But everything I went through, I always held on to that. I remembered that. And no matter what it was that thought that got me up again. It was that thought that made me know one day, somehow, things could be okay again. When I went through the thing that I consider broke me, because it changed me, it made me so emotionally dysregulated that I can't function without something, which I do take a med every single day because it is my responsibility. It is also my responsibility to give an explanation as to why and a way to cue me to calm down, okay? And it's okay if somebody can't live with that. It's okay if somebody can't deal with that. It's okay. I don't expect you to come in and deal with that. But if you love me, you will. This is not, I'm going to go out, run around, or anything like that. And it's the same for other people. It's a basic core respect. They talk about disorders, personality disorders, learning disorders, etc., etc. You know why they call it disorder? Because you function in a way that others don't. And when you function in a way that others don't, it's harder to brainwash the crowd. It is what it is. It is what it is. Hope is a choice. Deciding to get up every day and move forward is a choice. And if you're still here, I'm going to thank you for all of your support. I'm going to pull some cards. One of my biggest fears was, can so much damage happen that you'll never smile again? Well, I haven't found that damage yet, but the damage does run deep. When scar tissue, when you have a wound, skin will grow back, but it scars over. This is a new deck, y'all, and they're not very flippy yet, but the scar tissue scars over. It never goes back to being like it was. Some people call it ugly. I used to have one of my very best friends tell me my scars were beautiful because they gave me character. And then would tell me some crazy shit like, you're a one-of-a-kind character anyway. Anyways, let's see what Spirit has for us today. We're going to leave on this note with a message for the collective. Anything else, Spirit, before? Okay. What do we have here? All right. Interesting. Interesting. We have liberation. We have Ace of Cups. We have the Teacher. The Chariot, Strength, Messenger of Wands. I'm going to read those again. Liberation, Ace of Cups, the Teacher, the Chariot, Strength, and Messenger of the Wands. The path to freedom is finding love within yourself and learning how to share that love, that knowledge of how to love yourself with others, even if you can't love them. Somebody to teach that is what the world needs right now. Moving forward and having the strength and the courage to do so, to meet the call to action, to make it better. And I'm going to leave that set right there with you guys. I hope you have a great week. Moonlight Mornings will be back next Sunday. And thank you if you've joined me. Love you, miss you, bye.